Hi! Today I have a huge used and library book haul for you. I did not actually spend money on brand new books, just so you know. But let's just run through the books that I got and I'll tell you if it's a used book or a library book. So I just got back from California. I was in San Francisco and I got some books there, and while I was there my hauls from the library here in Brooklyn were ready, so I just went to collect them. So I have that, and then I also have placed a thrift books order early in the month. I get most of my books from thrift books because I'm always like, if I can buy a book secondhand, why not buy it secondhand? So first book is called Tea in the Harem by Mehdi Sharif. I'm not really sure what it's all about. It's actually not a super well-known book. I believe it's an Algerian author. And I'm reading it for a buddy read with my friend Hazel, who we're starting to do buddy reads once a month. So this is our buddy read book, and they suggested this book, so that's what Tea in the Harem is for me. I got this from Thrift Books. Hazel also suggested I read Anne Bronte's The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I haven't looked into what it's about, but it's supposed to be a novel about oppression, religion, sin, and betrayal by Anne Bronte, who is like one of the lesser known of the Bronte sisters, or I believe this is one of the lesser known books, but apparently super good. So I got this from Thrift Books as well. The next book is Fresh Water, which I already read. It's by Akwaeke Emezi, and I read this as a library book a couple of years ago, and it became one of my favorites. Akwaeke Emezi is my favorite author, so I will always read any and everything by them, and I want to own all the books. This one is kind of a spiritual book about an unusual child named Ada. I won't get too much into it. But I found it for $1, and if you watched my San Francisco vlog, I had a portion of the books I bought there, and this is one of the books I bought in the thrift store. The next book is Nalo Hopkinson's Brown Girl in the Ring. This is a Caribbean science fiction book, and a very important one, where a young woman is like a coming of age but science fiction Caribbean-ness. So I got this for my fiance, and I hope to read it as well. The next book I got is Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. This is supposed to be one of those sad girl books. I also mentioned this in my San Francisco vlog. I did buy this one brand new used from the bookstore because I had thought it was going to be my book club pick for the month, and it did not end up being my book club pick for the month. So that's why I bought it, and yeah. The other book I got is Friends and Strangers by J. Courtney Sullivan. Someone told me it's a romance book, so I picked it up. I wasn't recommended it, but I wanted to read a romance. But it looks like kind of more than that, but we'll see. At the back it says that it's about an accomplished journalist and a new mother who is struggling to adjust in life in a small town after being in New York City for 20 years. And she's neglecting her work, and she joins a mommy group, and it's supposed to follow that story. So very interesting, and I hope to also get to this soon. The other one was recommended to me. I got it on Thrift Books. It's The Yellow House by Sarah M. Broom. This is a memoir about the author's life and housing and gentrification and redlining, as I believe it is. And it tells the story of their corner of New Orleans. I'm trying to read more memoirs, so this is why I picked this one up, but it looks like it's huge and deep and sweeping, so yeah. Next one is Erzuli's Skirt, which was recommended to me by someone who's in my book club who read it when they were in college. I have not looked into what it's about, but it's set in the Dominican Republic and tells stories of women in a family over generations. So I'm excited. I couldn't find it anywhere, but I found it on Thrift Books, which means the book is not in heavy circulation. So reading a book that's kind of off the radar is very exciting to me. The next book I got and I've started reading is The Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferrante. I got this from the library, and the first line is The first line is, one April afternoon, right after lunch, my husband announced that he wanted to leave me. So I was like, yep, I will be reading this. But apparently it's about this woman whose husband has left her, obviously, and it kind of follows her unraveling through that and follows her in this grief. So it seems sad, and I like a sad girl book, so. The next one is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. This is a library book as well, and I picked this one up because I see it all over TikTok really, and apparently it's another sad girl book. So I actually really want to get into it. So I might take this with me on my trip this weekend. And it's supposed to be about a love affair and grieving and death and all of those great, amazing things. So I love a good love affair in a book. The other book I got from the library was The Collected Schizophrenias, which is essays by Esme Weijun Wang, and also recommended from TikTok. It's a non-fiction, it's memoir essays, and it follows Wang's journey towards a diagnosis. And I read another memoir book of essays like this that was about bipolar. This one seems to be about schizophrenia. So I'm really excited to read this and just learn more about it. I do love essays, I love memoirs, so. All the books just fell down. So the next book I got is Homicide and Halo Halo. This is the second in the series for Tita Rosie's Kitchen mystery. I'm not really a big mystery fan, but I've been actually enjoying mysteries recently, and I read the first installment of this in February. It was called, I forgot what it was called. Oh, Adobo and something. I forget, I'll put it here. But I read this first series of this and I really liked it, so I wanted to see what happens next. And that's why I got Homicide and Halo Halo. And the cover is absolutely beautiful. So I also got The Sex Lives of African Women, Self-Discovery, Freedom and Healing. This is by Nana Darkoa Sekiyama. Hope I pronounced that right. But it's a book of vulnerable stories about the African diaspora and sex and sexuality, and it's been highly recommended. Book of Sins on Instagram. I saw her talk about this one, so I really wanted to read it. It's a non-fiction, and I got it from the library as well. And lastly, I got In Sensorium, Notes for My People, by, I think the author's name is Tanais. And I got this because it's my book club pick. It's another memoir, and it's supposed to be all about the senses, particularly smell, and tracing that through the South Asian diaspora. So I'm actually quite excited to read this one. It seems really